Hi, Mr. Moustache here. Yes, I've got new glasses, looking like Mr. Eggman. From Sonic.
Oh
wow. Ooh, look at that. Because the light's reflected into my glasses, it looks like I've got shining eyes. Well, googly shining eyes. So today we're going to be creating all 10 Numicon blocks. Of course, normally we have Numicon blocks at school, which we can use, but as I'm at home and I haven't got it, I'm going to have to make some. Please make sure that you Google or YouTube Numicon blocks to see exactly what they are. They really are a very useful tool. And I'm going to be using the same Numicon blocks that I'm going to create today for future videos. And that way you'll see a few examples of how they can be used. Things that we're going to need today are some colouring pencils. You have to get very specific colours. This is because a lot of kids use colour to remember which Numicon block represents which number. Now I'm going to tell you which colour represents which number, and I'm also going to show you the Numicon sign for the colour. So Numicon block 1, we've got orange, orange 1. Next we've got a light blue, similar to my glove colour, however this is the lightest blue I found. So the back of your hand, top to the bottom, blue. Numicon block 3 is yellow, and yellow is like that, so it looks like a Y. Numicon block 4 is a green, a light green, lighter than this one, however that's the lightest green I found, and green is, you start from the top of your hand and up. Numicon block 5 is red, and red is your lips. You point at your lips and red. Next we've got 6, and 6 is actually a light greeny blue, that's the one that I could find. Again, blue, up, down, blue. Block 7 is pink. Pink is just, you do a circle around your cheeks. Block 8 is green, and again, green, so from the top, up. Block 9 is purple. So you start from one side of your lip, cross over, and then go to your hand, and then do a circle. And lastly, we've got our dark blue, again, blue. Other things we need today, apart from our colours, are a pencil, a triangle ruler or square tape ruler, a penny, scissors, ruler, and 2 pieces of paper. Right, so I'm going to use a marker pen so it's clearer on the camera. I've also pre-marked my paper so it's easier for me to do while I'm showing you guys. Pencil, or marker for me, ruler, and paper. First thing, to represent each block, I'm going to use an inch for each block. So 1 inch is going to represent a block. And for the circle inside, we're going to use a penny. A penny is quite difficult to go around, so if you want to use 2p, you can use 2p, but of course you've got to make it 1.5 inches or maybe 2. So begin at one of the corners of your paper. I'm going to start here, do a little dot, and do 1 inch up. And now this is where we use our triangle ruler. So if I put it against the line here and go up, like that, so that way it'll be nice and square. Another technique that I found was actually using my ruler to make it square as possible. Now the way I was doing that was, if you look at these little lines coming along, I would use those to kind of line it up with my mark as straight as I can, and then do 1 inch up like that. That longer line bit of my ruler to try and make it in line with my marker, and then just go up 1 inch, and there we go, our first one's done. Now Numicon block 2, again, start close to that one, 1 inch up, and then again using that long part of my ruler, line up with that and go across 2 inches, 1, 2, just do a dot here. Now this dot will be used later for when we're put in our pennies, so that way I can kind of tell whereabouts it's going to be. That's it, so in section 1 block, that's another section 2. Line it up, and connect these two, 1, 2. Numicon block 3, of course, close to block 3, so you don't waste paper, dot, 1 inch up. Now remember, we don't go 3 across, we go 2 across and 2 up, because if you remember from my previous videos, I told you that it goes up like a ladder from the right side up first. 2 across, using that line, and just go 1 across, then mark it like that, so I kind of again know where it's going to go. 1, 2, 3. Now number 4, is going to be like a big square. So 1, 2 up. Of course, you can use your triangle ruler to go along instead. 2 down, 2 across. Numicon block 5. It's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up on the right side. So we're going to go 1, 2. As you can see, I've gone over here. You could rub it off if you use a pencil. 2 across that way. And now we're going to go 3 up. 1 down and then 1 that way. For block 6, make sure you do it on top of number 5, because later on you're going to need the space over here to create your bigger blocks and it won't fit here. So block 5, go up, and you're going to do block 6. So you're going to go up 3 inches, 3 up, and 2 across. And then next to it, block 7, you're going to start from on top of block 4. And remember, you go up from the right side, so we're going to go up 4 this time. And we're going to go up 3 this side. 1 across. And remember, the whole time I'm using this line here, this longer line. 1 down and 1 across. Now block 8, go across and on top of block 3. 1, 2 across. And we're going to go up 4 this time. Move across and on top of 1 and 2. You're going to do it here. 2, 1, 2. And now you're going to go up 5 on this side. And 4 on this side. 1 across here. 1 down. And 1 across here. So your paper should look like this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course, you can use your pencil to kind of guide you and draw these up into little squares. You can see the squares, and we're going to use those squares to guide our penny. To guide our penny, as usually it's circles, and you can actually poke your fingers through them normally with real Numicon blocks. And there we go, Numicon blocks are 9, and now I'm going to show you 10 on another piece of paper. So 10, very straightforward. 1, 2, and then go up 5. 1, 2, 3. And then on this again, this side 5 up, 2 across, and here we go, all 10. Now that we've got all 10, we need to get our penny, place it in the middle, and around. Now this is very tricky to do with 1p, so that's why I recommend maybe doing 2p instead. 2p with 2 inches instead of 1 inch. Now once you've done your circles inside your blocks, it's time to colour them in. And remember, make sure you colour them in the correct colour if possible. If you haven't got the correct colours, I'd recommend to do them all in one colour. Otherwise, in the future, if kids start using Numicon blocks at school, it's going to become very difficult and it might become very confusing for them. So, block 1, orange. Remember to not colour inside the circle, and getting your kids to colour it in is a very good way of developing their fine motor skills. Of course, with the other parts they're going to need a lot of help, but if they do the colouring in part. And here we go, so now I've coloured in all my blocks. Once I have coloured them all in, it's time to cut them out. And remember, as I've said before, colouring in, cutting out is always very good for their fine motor skills. So please do encourage them to do it. Now I've cut them out and put them in the correct order, 1 to 10 over here. You can always count them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or you can get them to count it individually. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And carry on like that. Just make sure that you always count it the same way. I start from the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, or you can do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and mix it all up. Get your child used to counting it one way. So, like I said, I start from the right, that's usually the higher part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you finish on top. And remember that the right side needs to be higher. Of course, with these paper ones, it's always going to be on the right. However, in real Numicons, you can twist and turn the other way. So just make sure that it's on the right side so they get used to it. Now that we've got our Numicon blocks, we're just going to make some squares to write our numbers on. You can make these as big or as small as you need. Of course, the bigger it is, the easier it's going to be for the children to write their numbers on. So I'm going to make my squares 1.5 inches each. And there's my squares, and of course write your numbers 1 to 10. And now quickly cut these out. 1 to 10. And now you can match your numbers with your Numicon shapes. And of course you can use other things instead of Numicons to match. So 1 hairband here, 2, 3, and carry on. So the main reason I wanted to show you how to make these Numicon blocks up to 10 is because I want to show you how we can use these to add and subtract. That's adding and taking away. And I'm going to be showing you these in another video about adding and another video about taking away using our Numicon blocks that we create. And we're also going to need these number cards, so keep them too. So actually making all of these Numicon blocks are quite difficult. Even though it may have looked a bit simple in the video, it is quite difficult to make. So you could always, if you've got a printer, print them off and get your kids to colour them, or just print them off, get your kids to cut them out and then place them in the right order, match the numbers or match objects. So you don't have to make them if you can print them out. But of course, like I've said, it's really good for their fine motor skills, and also as we've got quite a bit of time at the moment, please give it a go. Please watch my future videos to see what I'm going to do with these Numicon blocks.